Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's Sunday preview. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Sunday preview. The new edition of Warhammer Underworlds is nearly here. There's been coverage of rules, deck building, and even detailed roadmap as next week. The core set of new edition of Warhammer Underworlds will be available for pre-order. There's also long-awaited melee weapons upgrade for the Horus Heresy, this year's Christmas miniature, the latest issue of White Dwarf, and a stack of stuff from Black Library. So there's a little video right here, but we're going to take a look at the full article. Warhammer Underworlds Embergard. The fast, fun, and tactical miniature board game is back with a brand new edition. Warhammer Underworlds Embergard updates the game with slick new rules, warbands, and rivals deck designed around playstyles. This box contains 2 new warbands, the hard-hitting Emberwatch, a Stormcast Eternals warband from the Vanguard Chamber, locked in battle with the Zikit's Tunnel Pack, a gaggle of Madcap Skaven from the Clan Skyer. Alright, so we had the new Embergard box set, Skaven vs Stormcast Eternals, and also the launch of the new edition of Warhammer Underworlds. You also get 4 rivals decks, 1 each for new playstyles, a rulebook, a quick start guide, a set of Warhammer Underworlds tokens and dice, plus a double-sided gaming board. Alright, so everything you need to play the new edition of Warhammer Underworlds, and then also potentially to use like some of the generic decks, to use some of your existing warbands as well. I presume they're going to be putting out new rules for all the old warbands. And then also we're going to see a lot of the old warbands that were discontinued coming back in 4 warband box sets for Order, Destruction, Chaos, and then Death as well. And for anybody noticing here, there are definitely like some typos in this article. Like for instance, it randomly just says 40K here. The video isn't loaded up yet. Something's going on with Games Workshop. They're about an hour late from when they normally would release this article. So they definitely had some last minute changes they had to make. So I would imagine something else was supposed to be coming out and didn't quite make the cut in time. Definitely some issues going on behind the scenes. Alright, so next we have the Red Gobbo A-bomb-inable Snowman. So the new Red Gobbo Christmas model coming out here. The Red Gobbo has chucked his naughty list and you're all on it. And that means he's got nothing but bombs in his sack, which he's about to drop down chimneys, stuff in stockings, and hurl from behind hastily constructed snow forts. This time, our roguish grot is indulging in his creative side, using a high-yield explosive as a foundation for a snowman. With help from his Nottingham assistant, he's here to make sure we all have a very Merry Christmas by an open fire, which he set. This miniature will only be available while stocks last, roasting chestnuts and blasting caps not included. So only one picture of this bad guy, but basically there's a big bomb that is like constructed into the snowman. We see him like chucking a snowball grenade and then his little snotling assistant. Pretty good, and essentially like right in line with the typical Red Gobbo mini for Christmas. Pretty nice overall sculpt. And definitely an exciting time of year for all the collectors out there that love to pick these up, paint them, and collect them. And then next for Warhammer the Horus Heresy, we have the Legion Astartes melee weapon upgrade set. So a bunch of different melee weapons in this set right here, so you can upgrade your Horus Heresy miniatures. Very, very cool. I know people have been waiting on this for a while. From charnable sabers to chainswords, crushing thunderhammers to elegant power lances, the melee weapon upgrade set is here to supply your Legion Astartes with all the close combat weapons they could ever need. It comes with 2 large, identical sprues, each containing an assortment of melee weapons, pistols, arms, hands, and heads, giving you everything you need to outfit your Mark 6 and Mark 3 Legion Astartes for the bloody brawls of the Horus Heresy. So cool little weapons pack right here. I know people have been asking for this for a long time. Alright, and then we have the Horus Heresy blast markers and templates. Ensure the largest and most devastating weapons of your arsenal strike true with 3 separate plastic blast marker templates. The Hellstorm marker is for large-scale flame weapons, while the Apocalyptic blast marker and Apocalyptic barrage marker represent the earth-sundering munitions unleashed by super heavy tanks and titans. Alright, and then we have White Dwarf 506. November's issue of White Dwarf is nearly here, and as ever, the official Warhammer magazine is packed with chunky articles. There are new multiplayer rules for Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Legends rules for Gombrindale, as well as Duradin and Petrifex, Elite Legends Armies of Renown, plus a huge breakdown from Heavy Metal on how they painted the Skaven of Skaventide and beyond. The bunker and other perennial features also return, alongside cards for your scenarios on the month, and new rules for Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and there's a code for unlocking Isabella Marroquin in Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. Alright, and then from Black Library, we have The High Kâhl's Oath, a Votann novel. The Leagues of Votann make their Black Library debut with Gav Thorpe's new novel, The High Kâhl's Oath. Mertun Demogrot is living the high life in the Hernkin Prospectors for the Kindred of the Eternal Stargorge, exploiting ceaseless conflict between the Imperium of Man and the perfidious powers of the Warp for her own ends. Such a life is always destined to end, and when Mertun receives a message from her kindred's hold ship, her whole life is impeded along with her companions as she is plunged into an adventure beyond imagination. Also, we have the Kâhl's Oath Special Edition. The Kâhl's Oath is available for pre-order next week in a vibrant orange, blue, and white special edition with the orange ribbon bookmark that is only available while stocks last. All copies are numbered and signed by the author. This novel will be available for pre-order in hardback, audiobook, and ebook formats. Alright, and then we have a new Red Gobbo novel, Long Live the Red Gobbo. The Red Gobbo has led this revolutionary grots to victory, and now he controls the orc kill cruiser Big Thumpa. But disaster strikes as a craft crashes into a barren world ruled by Bruka Bloodspiller and his unruly snakebites. Together with his second-in-command, Slipbit, they must liberate the grots under the brutal warboss's command. But armed only with his wit and a pile of pilfered gubbins, he's in for a stiff fight. Still, the revolution cannot be abandoned. Long Live the Red Gobbo by Justin Woolley is available for pre-order in hardback and audiobook formats next week. Alright, and then we also have the Red Gbo Collection. Infamous for freeing his kin from the yoke of orc oppression, the Red Gobbo is the name that inspires defiance in the quivering grots of the galaxy. Whether he is one legendary hero or a succession of crimson-clad insurrectionists is not important. All that matters is that the symbol of liberation. The Red Gbo Collection brings together 5 tales of revolutionary daring. The novella De Gobbo's Revenge by Mike Brooks, the novella De Red Gobbo's Demise, and short story The Wrong Type of Green by Denny Flowers, and novella De Red Goblin Rides Again, a short story The Instigator by Rorid James. Can pre-order this next week in hardback and ebook formats. Alright, so definitely got some new stuff coming here. A couple things from Black Library. The first Votann novel, the Red Gbo book and collection. We also have the new Underworlds game for all the people excited for the new edition and models. And then, of course, some upgrade frames and various stuff for the Horus Heresy. So let me know what you're most excited about, what you're going to be picking up this week. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man. And looks like this week's budget is getting saved up for those Christmas battle forces. At least for me anyway. And I'm out of here.